You don't need revenge. I'm going to tell you guys a little story today, a little, a story time story, a little, Kurama life story, if you will, about myself and why you don't need revenge, and why I thought I needed revenge for a while, and why I almost went and got revenge until I realized it's just not worth it. Because life kind of just takes care of things for you, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. When I was 17, back when I used to drink, right? I was like one of the party kids in high school, turning up, with all the other high school kids. I was 17 and I got drunk. And I ended up getting jumped by like 10 guys. No, maybe like 8 guys. From like another high school that didn't like me, right? I got jumped by all 8 of them. My jaw broke. I had to have my mouth wired shut for like 3 months. Couldn't eat real food. It was just a horrible experience. Had to just lay in bed eating soup for like 3 months. Painkillers, what is it, like that promethazine, like codeine liquid the doctor prescribed to me, like back when that was still legal. Like I had to be on like, painkillers, codeine, whatever, like all that stuff to numb the pain. And I had my mouth wired shut for 3 months, right? Could barely talk. Now, when I healed up, right? Some time went by, maybe a year or two went by. I got a little older and I never forgot what they did to me, right? I never forgot about that. And I decided I wanted revenge. Now, I had moved to another state by this point, so I didn't still live in the same state where these guys lived. But all of them had a criminal record, so I knew where they lived. I knew a lot about them. I knew how to find them. And I was planning on getting revenge. I was going to drive down to the state where they all live in. In one weekend, I was going to drive down there with like baseball. I had like baseball bats. I had all kinds of weapons. I was going to go to their houses one by one and just beat the shit out of them, like late at night, like 2 in the morning. I was just going to break in or like wait for them to come out of their house with like a hoodie and a ski mask, run up, beat the shit out of them, get in the car, go to the next one, run up, beat the shit out of them, get in the car, go to the next one. That was like my plan, right? I was going to do it all in like 48 hours. I was just about to do it. I swear to God. I was like, I'm getting revenge, right? But then I thought about it one more time. I looked them up on the internet, right? I looked up all of these guys. And every last one of them had been to prison almost, or jail, after what they did to me. So they got arrested for like robberies, assaults, other stuff. A lot of them had like kids with like women, and then the woman left them, so now they're like deadbeat single dads who are in and out of jail. They were posting on their Facebooks like, I can't keep a job, someone help me find work. They were like struggling. These guys were all struggling. And I was living pretty good. I had a pretty high paying job. I had like my Mercedes back then. I had a lot more to lose than these guys. So I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Their lives are already pretty bad enough. It's not like they went on to prosper after they jumped me. It's not like they became millionaires. It's not like they became these big successful hotshots. Their lives got even worse since then. That was a few years ago. They got way worse. They had kids. They went back to jail. They can't keep jobs. I'm like, you know what? I don't even really need to get revenge. I just need to let like nature take its course, and it's just going to take care of them for me. And it already was, right? It already was taking care of them for me. And that's really the moral of the story, guys. A lot of the times when people do you wrong, the way karma works, the reason you don't need revenge is because if someone is dumb enough to do something stupid to you, they're most likely going to be dumb enough to do it to more and more people after you, and they're going to ruin their lives. They're either going to get arrested or, if it's a woman, for example, let's say she cheats on you, right? Let's say it's a girl who cheats on you. You really think she's going to be loyal to the next guy after you? A cheater is a cheater. Every girl I've ever met that's been a cheater, they cheat on the next boyfriend and the boyfriend after that. So all the relationships fall apart and they end up alone and miserable because they don't have the discipline to build with a man, right? So their lives fall apart. Even guy friends I have that always cheat on women, their relationships fall apart too because they cheat on women time after time, and then she gets sick of it or she starts cheating on him. And the point is, it never ends up good, right? The people who do grimy things, the people who do messed up stuff that you don't deserve, they never win in the end because they have a flaw in their character that makes them do stuff like that, right? And you can't build with a person like that. These people always end up alone. They always end up broke. They always end up suffering in one way or another because they have a flaw in their character that is preventing them from achieving, true peace and happiness, right? So you don't need to get revenge. You don't need to go down to their level and risk going to jail yourself, or risk doing some harm to yourself, or even just feeling bad about yourself because you did something grimy to get back at them. Because I'm not even kidding you. Every single person who has ever done me wrong. Now there have been some people I've gotten revenge on, but I'd say a good 95% of them I don't. I just let nature take its course, and it always takes care of me. I swear to God, like women who have cheated on me, stuff like that, they always get what's coming to them, because if they're dumb enough to do it to me, they're going to be dumb enough to do it to someone else, and they're just going to keep messing their lives up. They're not winning. Don't ever think the people who are like, beating people up or robbing people or cheating on people, they always get what's coming to them, because they're never going to stop. They're going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and they're going to keep getting burned. People are always some people will get revenge on them, or they'll just live crappy lives and everything will fall apart for them like it always does. So you don't really need to be worried about getting revenge. The red pill man always wins. The red pill guys like us, who are disciplined to stay on our purpose and not get distracted by women from our past and trying to get revenge, we always get taken care of because we have the discipline to stay on the straight and narrow path and go for what we're going for, chase our dreams, do what we need to do, not fall into these traps and drama and passive-aggressive mind games and all the stuff that, cheaters and liars and crooks partake in. And, when they partake in that lifestyle, it eats them up, it destroys them. Like I said, karma isn't God getting back at you 10 years from now for something you did 10 years ago. Karma is you being stupid enough to have a messed up personality that keeps you doing dumb stuff over and over and over, right away, and you just destroy yourself. That's really how karma works. It's actually a lot faster than you think it is. It's not like you wait 10 years and then boom, lightning strikes you. It's like, I'm dumb enough to keep cheating. I'm dumb enough to keep robbing banks. One day I get caught, or I get shot in like a shootout with the cops when I rob a bank, or like I'm a drug addict. One day I overdose and die, or it's like I keep cheating on, let's say it's a girl, right? She keeps cheating on guys. One of them comes after her with a gun and kills her, something crazy like that. Or like, her husband leaves her because he doesn't want to get cheated on, or she develops a bad reputation, or she catches an STD, or she pumps out a couple of kids, she becomes a single mom. That's like the ultimate revenge. Dude, I've had so many girls from my past. You know what? As a matter of fact, the night I got jumped, it was a girl who was mad at me that I broke up with, who like told the guys to come mess with me. And she was actually the reason I got jumped. And guess what? A couple years later, and this is a girl I broke up with, by the way, right? So she's mad that I don't want to be with her anymore. She gets some of her buddies to come mess with me, right? So I end up getting jumped. But guess what? 2 years later, she ended up becoming a single mom. She had a kid with some Spanish dude. He bounced. Now she's a single mom. Total loser. She put on like a bunch of weight. She just looks like crap, and she has a kid. Is that not the best revenge ever? Let's pretend after I got jumped and I got better, I like went after her and beat her up, which would have been retarded. That would have been like, yeah, I beat her up and then she healed a couple days later. But what's even better than that is her having a kid and, being a single parent. And now she has to look after this kid for 18 years and she's like screwed. That's much better than if I had went and, attacked her because I was mad that I got beat up, which I didn't. I did not do that. But she ended up, just boom, pump and dump single mom. Now she's screwed for life. Her social market value is in the toilet. So it just kind of takes care of itself, as long as you stay on the red pill path and, keep your priorities in check and don't give in to these people and don't chase revenge and don't be petty, and go down to their level. Everything's just going to work itself out, because if they're dumb enough to do it to you, they're going to be dumb enough to do it to everybody else, and they're going to end up screwing themselves. So that's really the moral of the stories, guys. You don't need revenge. Karma will take care of it, and it's going to take care of it a lot faster than you think it will. So just stay on the straight and narrow path, keep chasing your dreams, and keep staying red pill, and everything's just going to work itself out, So it's really the message of the story, guys. You do not need revenge.